is the story sale reveal. And our quote for today, or the quote for the week, which everybody has been tagging and hashtagging, is seeds. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And that was by Robert Louis Stevenson. And that's awesome because your seeds that you plant. So I hope you've all been watching our hashtags for our seeds, and drop a comment down. Let us know what you thought about everything. And the rest of the ladies are going to reveal. So back to you, Noah, Kibi.
Thank you, Wanda, for opening us up. And I want to go quickly to Miss Shauna. Can you share about hashtag seeds, what this quote means to you, and how the stories really have impacted your life this week?
Yeah, I think that it's an absolutely beautiful quote because it is the seeds that we plant, and it comes in all kinds. Like I was putting pictures up of my granddaughter, because when you're, especially with children, you're with them and their little minds are so open. You can plant such enormous, great seeds within those little minds, and the imagination that they have is just, oh, it's just breathtaking. You know, like there is no limit to them. So that was my main focus was her this week, but I had a lot of fun. Like, I just think that it's so important to plant really good seeds with everybody that you meet every day. You know, you can always plant a smile on their face, or just put that, you know, that really nice gesture to make them smile and make them feel good. That's planting some good seeds.
So good. Yes, so good. And we're totally lined up. I was in a class last night, a training. It was the 4 agreements. And I taught about this and how when we were children, how we think versus now. And a lot of it is the seeds and the things spoken over us. So just amazing that you recognize that and just breathe life into your grandkids. So thank you for sharing that, Shauna. All right, Miss Anita, I know you centered around family, Miss Family lady, and all your stories are always beautiful around your family. Share about what hashtag seeds meant to you.
I guess for me this week, it was about just planting seeds and just, you know, helping other people with their life, you know, as far as the seeds of love, joy, forgiveness, and just trying to live it, so that other people see it and, you know, they can, you know, be a part of it too. So for me, that was what this week was about. Back to you, Kiki.
Yeah, so true. And what we put out there online, we attract, just like in person. It's no different. So we walk in it, right? Love it, Anita. Thank you so much. All right, next up is Miss Rachel. How did you feel about hashtag seeds this week?
Well, the quote reminded me of the saying that we talk about in network marketing, to not focus on the results, but focus on the action. So that's kind of the same as don't focus on the harvest,
yes,
but focus on the seeds that you plant. And I can't help but relate that to my network marketing business with the hashtag seeds, because, you know, I always teach, and I've been taught that when we are growing our business, we're putting seeds out there, and it's all about how to nourish each of those seeds, because every seed is going to be different. It's like a bag of mixed seeds. When you throw them on the soil, you don't know if maybe some seeds need more water than others, or need more sun than others. You're not going to know that until you start to nourish them. And then you're going to start to learn how to nourish each seed based on how they grow. And then, so that's just a leadership tip. And then the last thing I wanted to say is I saw this really amazing picture on Instagram, and it came up on my feed so fast and then it disappeared. But so I couldn't like snapshot it or share it because I couldn't find it again. But it was so apropos to this quote and this hashtag. And it was this beautiful, gorgeous, I don't even know what kind of tree it was. It was majestic. It was enormous. And the quote said that this tree was once a seed. And it was like, it just gave me goosebumps because that's exactly what we were doing this whole week. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so true. Like, you never know what could come from a tiny little seed. So I don't know, that just like, it totally blew my mind that we were doing this hashtag during, and me seeing that. So back to you, Kiwi.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's like you vibrated that in. So I love what you said. And actually, if I took a turn, what you said would have been everything I would have said about what this meant to me, because I'm in network marketing too. And what I noticed, Rachel, is that when we're planting seeds, people give up too soon. They let their gardens die too soon. They quit nourishing, they quit, watering, fertilizing, and they're not patient. We're just not patient long enough to let the seed grow into that big, beautiful tree, which can take years. Tree can take years to grow, right? So I love it. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Miss Carmen, hashtag seeds. What did it mean to you this week?
Hello, everybody. And this week, what it meant to me was going that extra mile. And when you're building a relationship with somebody, customers or clients and clientele that I've been dealing with in the last little while, and you're planting the seeds because when I work with my clients, that I don't own them to come back, but if I do a great enough customer service to them and plant that seed in their service and building a relationship and finding out who they are, that is the seed that's planted that welcomes them back the next time. And that's what I thought about this week in doing the hashtag seeds.
Yeah, so good. And we reap what we sow, for sure. The good stuff, Carmen. Thank you. All right, Noelle. Hashtag seeds.
Hashtag seeds. So this was really cool because I happen to know that Nicole had all of these incredible synchronicities coming up this week with this quote. We had them, Rachel just mentioned, other people in the group were mentioning. And so it's similar to law of attraction. We've talked already about vibration. If we want a blue Ford Explorer, we're going to start seeing blue Ford Explorers everywhere. And then we're starting to make these plans. And, Carmen does success through vision. It's about the vision. And then two, I know, even with the broom challenge going on the last day or so, I didn't need to know whether or not that broom stood up by itself, right, Nicole? Because I definitely already believe in the moon and the sun and the stars and the trees and everything, sharing energy through the air that we breathe, through, the water that's recycled. So I'm good with it all. I feel like it all influences us and we influence each other. So might as well plant seeds of goodness. Back to you.
Yes, I love it. So good. Thank you so much for sharing. Wow, that's like breathtaking to even piggyback off of it. Thank you so much. All right, Trina, you're up. Hashtag seeds.
Oh, thank you, Kibi. Well, this reminded me, and you actually gave me the idea to talk about this in my team page this week. It reminded me of the parable in Matthew chapter 13, where it talks about the sower and the reaper. And so I shared that in my team page this week. And, it talks about how the sower goes out and he throws seeds out, and some lands on, bad ground, and some the birds get. In my case, it's the deer where I live. and, some of the thorns choke out and stuff. And so that reminds me, and that's something that I shared with my team today, relating it to network marketing, is that, you got to continue to sow those seeds, because all it takes is one good one. And it reminds me here, a couple years ago, I planted some rose bushes, and only one took out of all of them. I think I planted like 8 of them, and only one took. And it's been the most beautiful rose bush. It blooms every year now. And it's just beautiful. And out of all of those, that was the only one that lived through it. And so, things are going to happen, and some of those seeds are going to go by the wayside. But, you know, it just takes planting that one seed, and it's going to bloom and it's going to be beautiful. And so you got to remember that, and you got to keep, you know, pushing forward, so to speak, and planting more seeds, and eventually one will take, and it'll be immaculate and beautiful and breathtaking. So back to you.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And I did see your training in your team page. And let's just talk about those seeds that are being planted. So we had hashtag seeds. We have the quote. We do this in stories. We're planting seeds. We're planting stories in positive vibration online to break the internet with kindness. And then Trina takes it a step further and plants more seeds into her team with the seeds, and then the parable of the sower. So then it just continues, because who knows who picks up this story and it's life changing for them, and they can go make an impact in their business or just make an impact in their relationships and have more seeds planted. I love it. Thank you for sharing, Trina. All right, Denise, you're up. Hashtag seeds.
Hello. Okay. Well, planting seeds to me meant planting seeds in my grandkids, you know, the seed of hope, and, you know, not doubt that they can do anything. And my granddaughter said she didn't want to play volleyball anymore because, you know, they lost the championship. And so I had to plant that seed of hope in her. You know, you can do it, you know, you're going to lose some and you're going to win some.
Yeah.
So I said, that's life. You're not going to win all the time. So you have to take the bitter with the sweet. And then just planting seeds in my business, you know, it might not come, I might not reap the harvest, you know, next week. It could be next month. But I try to plant seeds of kindness and, you know, good customer service and all of that, so I can get the harvest later on, you know, but still planting and nurturing and staying in contact with people and all of that. So that's my take on planting seeds. Back to you, Kibi.
So good. I had the same conversation with my daughter. You win some, you lose some. Love it. Thank you, Denise. All right, Miss Dana, you're up. Hashtag seeds.
Yes. So when I first saw the quote, seeds, I first thought of my family, my children, my grandchildren, and then I started thinking of planting, because we are looking at our backyard and it's time to start tilling and preparing the ground to start accepting seeds. So I grew up with a dad that was a farmer. We had gardens and 2 or 3 backyards. And so every year we would till that ground, we would fertilize it. And I mean the old fashioned way with manure. So we would plant the seeds, and my dad would always say, you want to plant more seeds than you're expecting the plants to harvest. Because if you're only going to plant one seed, you may not get that stalk of corn that you want. And then I started thinking about my environment, my behavior, and started thinking about words of positivity, being appreciative, showing gratitude, and that even though we are positive and we're gracious, maybe that's not always reciprocated back to us. But it's always so important to be aware and to be cognizant of who we are being. So hashtag seeds. Back to you, Kibi.
Wow, like you and Noelle are just knocking the wind out of me tonight. I can't even piggyback off that, Dana. Like, drop the mic. All right, Nicole, you're up. Hashtag seeds.
I'm just speechless of everyone's comments tonight. I am so in line with what everyone has shared today and the last couple of reveals we've done. It's like our whole community is aligned in this way, and we're just, I think, pouring into others at this time. And this is just a great time of year to really be focusing on building relationships and planting seeds of positivity and telling people what it is you do out there. You know, you don't have to be a secret agent. You don't have to be in your shell, your seed cell anymore. It's time to start fertilizing those seeds. It's time to start, you know, helping them grow. And for those of you who've been working hard the last few months of the year and you've been really just planting, and you've been watering it over the last month or two, now it's time to start, dripping on the people that you've talked to over the last couple of years. If you're in business for yourself, it is difficult out there if you're not doing this on a regular basis. There is no season for planting. It is always a season for planting. It's not just like you're going to do it in the spring. You got to do it all year long when you're in business for yourself. And so these are the kinds of things that have just been, hitting on me this whole last week. And I just love this group because they're all doing this, and they're doing it in their businesses, and they're pouring into their teams, and they're just spreading this culture of, reaping in time, but being consistent, the money-making activities of your business. And if you don't know what to do and you're watching us and you're thinking, how are these people doing it? Well, because we have all of each other. We get to do this in a community of people who are committed to what they want to do. So I am excited to be a part of this. I'm glad that everyone is really embracing this whole last week, and I can't wait for you to hear the next quote coming up. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, Coach.
Thank you, Nicole, for sharing. I'm going to just turn it right over to Miss Kathy Hagler to wrap us up.
All right, so let's read the quote one more time. #seeds. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And that is by Robert Louis Stevenson. So as you go out, if you're watching this video and you go out through your week, think of the things that have been said here tonight. And that is sowing into your children, helping others. Focus on the action, not the result. Going the extra mile. Noella says that it's similar to the law of attraction. Planting seed of hope in your kids. Dana says children first, and then she went to positive and planting those positive seeds. Trina, sowing and reaping. That has been on my mind all week. And then last, building relationships and nurturing them. So that's what we've done all week. We hope that our audience takes something with them and have a great week.
That's awesome.